Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. How's it going? Welcome to this week's episode of Gaming News and Trailers. Got a handful of trailers. Most of it is new games that are coming out and a couple of stories. The story of the week, though, is PlayStation boss Jim Ryan is retiring. He's gonna hang around for a few more months, but yeah, he's finally stepping down as the grand poobah of Sony. And I feel like there's a lot of like mixed reactions to this. You know, on one hand, what he has done since he's been there has been very, very successful. Like, you can't argue with how good PlayStation's like single player lineup has been. It's the best in the business. On the other hand, sort of under him, PlayStation is also known for not being a team player. And what's really interesting when you compare somebody like Jim Ryan to Phil Spencer on the Xbox side, like Phil is out there doing interviews all the time. He's on Twitter talking to people. He's very like community focused, where Jim Ryan just sits in his office and you never hear anything from him unless he's doing a state of play or something. So I feel like PlayStation, they need to do better on the community side, and they also need to do just a better job in playing with others. Another thing that you guys might remember, and this is many years ago at this point, when cross-play started to be a big thing, like PlayStation refused to let cross-play get into their games. And there'd be a game like Destiny or Dauntless or something like that, where it's like, oh, it works on PC and you can cross-play with Xbox and Nintendo, and PlayStation's like, no, we're not interested. And just stuff like that just really hurt them. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see, you know, who the new person is when they name that, what they end up doing with the company over many years, and yeah, see what they're able to do. Maybe they'll work with Xbox a little bit better, and more Xbox games will come to PlayStation, and vice versa. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, very interesting stuff. Speaking of very interesting stuff, funny enough, we were talking a little bit of World of Warcraft at the start of the stream. For those who didn't see this announcement, the Chris Metzen, the guy who was known as the heart and soul of Blizzard and World of Warcraft, left many years ago, and he is now back, taking on the full-time role as Executive Creative Director of the Warcraft universe. It's going to be fantastic to have him back on the team. They'll probably start doing some like really good things. And we've got BlizzCon coming up here in about 4, 5, 6 weeks. And so I'm assuming that he will be there. He will be on stage for the first time in a long time. And we're going to figure out what's going on with like Classic WoW, Hardcore WoW, Retail WoW. And I think they have like a mobile game coming out, and you know, who knows what else. But yeah, very exciting news for the Blizzard people. Also, as they are being bought by Microsoft sort of at the same time. So yeah, it's like, get the like, we've all heard so many bad things on what's been happening at Activision Blizzard, and get all that out of there, get Microsoft in there, get new leadership, and yeah, hopefully they'll get back to the Blizzard of old, so to speak. And then the final news story of the day, I don't know if you guys heard this or not, but over the past few days, there's been a lot of talk about the Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remake. The story started when Sony removed the trailer and announcement tweet from all of their social medias. And that sort of kicked in like, oh, this game must be canceled. You know, what's going on? And then there were some other reports out there saying, yep, confirmed, it's canceled. And then other reports saying, no, it's not. Sony finally fired back saying that they had to remove the trailers because they no longer have a deal with Lucas and Disney regarding the music rights. And so they had to remove everything. But it just, overall, it created a lot of confusion, and the actual developers, which at this point is Saber Interactive, have said nothing. So at this point, it appears the game is still being developed, but they just had to remove stuff due to copyright. You got to remember that Sony has like nothing to do with like the development or publishing of the game. All they did is they put money into the project to secure exclusive console rights. And so it's releasing on PS5 and PC with Xbox after like a year or something like that. So, but still, it's been very troubled development. For those who don't remember, it originally started at Asper as the developer. They were having problems. It got moved on over to Saber Interactive. And it's just, it's a mess. And a lot of times games that are really messy don't ever come out. So we'll have to see. But not a good sign. Definitely not a good sign. Well, I'll go ahead and move on over to trailers. We're going to go ahead and kick things off with the official launch trailer for Assassin's Creed Mirage.
We work in the dark to serve the light. Basim Ibn Ishaq, you have become one of us.
Oh great, now I'm gonna get DMCA'd. Thanks, Ubisoft.
In Baghdad, city of brilliant sun, one must uncover the darkness beneath. Is it all just a mirage? Is it just a mirage? Is it just a mirage? You will have to find your way when nothing is as it seems. Is it all just a mirage? Is it just a mirage?
October 5th, just a few days away. Yeah, she has like a legendary voice. Whenever she talks, everybody knows exactly who that is. All right, next up we have a launch trailer for Cocoon. This game is also reviewing very, very well. We've seen this game before. It's popped up a couple times during Summer Game Fest. You play like this little fly guy. Available right now on Game Pass. Give it a try. All right, next up, this is a Mikey kind of game right here. We have the launch trailer for Terraformers. I've actually had this game wishlisted for a long time. Again, too many games coming out. Maybe I can try it next year. I don't know.
Mars. When we left our home, it seemed surreal that we would actually reach it. Now we are here. Our mission? Establish a permanent colony. Explore, expand, and start terraforming the planet. New leaders arise with different visions for our future. But reality can be harsh. The Martian environment is dangerous, and so is daring to terraform a planet. But we will adapt, plan, and improve. Together, we will overcome the obstacles, transform the planet itself, and spread life. I dream that one day we'll take off our helmets and breathe fresh Martian air.
That deer is making quite the jump. Maybe the gravity's low.
I dream that one day we will call this place our home.
It's also available now. All right, next up, we have got an overview trailer for Lords of the Fallen. Here we go.
Lords of the Fallen is the all-new epic dark fantasy action RPG. Set 1,000 years after the events of the original game, prepare to embark upon a perilous adventure through the vast lands of Mornstead, a prominent region within this sprawling world, on the brink of demonic desolation. Stretching across its sky-scorched horizon lies the colossal hand of a deer, overlooked by the 5 holy beacons of the Sentinels. Originally constructed to restrain the fallen god, they have been defiled by his infernal forces, and now threaten to abet his resurrection.
It's a moon lantern.
As if
We
fate
know what that
itself
is.
intervened, an ancient and all-powerful lamp has recently found itself a new bearer. You, delivering your mortal coil from the cold embrace of death and into the ranks of the Dark Crusaders.
The radiance of Mornstead withers.
Entrusted with the holiest of charges, you must restore radiance to these 5 beacons and thwart Adir's uprising.
Mankind needs me now more than ever.
But in a land overrun by demons, when the very fabric between worlds is splitting, this is no easy feat. Your quest will take you on a long and harrowing journey through the disparate regions of Mornstead.
Yeah, I really wonder how this game is going to review.
From forsaken fens to burning cities, cavernous mines to snow-capped forests, each land is distinct, but equally fraught with untold horrors, curious companions, and myriad secrets. Consult your trusty journal to keep track of your whereabouts. Though a word to the wise, ink and parchment
Kind of a cool
will provide
journal.
limited solace, especially when it comes to this world's inhospitable counterpart. The lamp, you see, possesses an ungodly power. The power to cross between the realm of the living, Axiom,
Dead.
and the realm of the dead, Umbral. With each reality harboring its own labyrinthine pathways, you'll need to navigate both worlds accordingly. Axiom presents its own unique challenges, but terrors beyond comprehension await in the nightmarish equivalent.
Another sinner.
Those who embark upon this crusade must also confront the formidable champions that inhabit such realms.
A betrayal made flesh, and one I cannot brook.
These fierce adversaries will not respond kindly to your interruption of their twisted endeavors.
You are not welcome here.
It's also crazy
They
that
will
some of the
test
designs in this
swiftest
game look
swordsmanship
very
and the
similar
most
to Elden Ring.
adept spellcasters. So it should come with great relief to learn that the Umbral Lamp possesses yet further powers. For should you fall in Axiom, you will rise once more in Umbral. You now have one final chance to overcome your adversaries. But the longer you spend in this forsaken hellscape, the greater number of spectral horrors that will hunt you down. Should 2 lives still prove inadequate, help is at hand for those whose pride permits. Mornstead is home to a number of would-be comrades.
The only thing that I don't know is the first Lords of the Fallen obviously came out way before Elden Ring, and I don't know if it looks like this. If it does, then you could say Elden Ring was inspired by this game, technically, but I don't know that.
Some will demand an errand performed before proffering a second sword, while others thirst heavier for the blood of Rogar. As for those who wish to look outside of Mornstead for a co-op companion, you can invite a second player to join your journey at any vestige. They will remain at your side for as long as you or they choose.
Wow, proper co-op. Nice.
Before you commence your adventure, choose from 9 starting classes. Wield sword and shield as the Hallowed Knight. Wreak fire-based carnage as the Pyric Cultist. Strike fear from afar as the Black Feather Ranger, or pick from one of the other prospective heroes. While these are initially all varied in moveset and equipment, you are free to develop your character however you see fit.
Just like Elden Ring.
With additional starting classes, unlockable based on the choices you make in this world.
Wait, what?
Fully customize your character from the dozens of armor sets and hundreds of weapons hidden throughout these vast lands. Not to mention an extensive range of equipment, including javelins, bombs, weapon salts, protection wards, and more. As for those that would forego metal for magic, there are 3 schools of sorcery to master: Radiance, Rogar, and Umbral, each comprising a sweeping spectrum of spells, from character buffs to arena-wide downpours of annihilation. An epic adventure full of peril, wonder, awe, and revelation, coursing through the very realms of the living and dead awaits. Awaken, Lampbearer, and set forth onto Mornstead, an expansive kingdom of shadow and chaos, in the darkest of crusades, to destroy a demon god. In light, we walk.
October 13th. Too many games. Too many games. And then our final trailer of the day is another game that's been getting incredible reviews. Now that it's officially come out in 1.0. I say that as a joke, mostly. We got the launch trailer for Cyberpunk 2077, Phantom Liberty.
Clock's ticking. Relic will finish me sooner rather than later.
Think this is it, kiddo.
I made so many mistakes. Johnny! Did terrible things.
You claim to be an agent now. So act like it. grown-up games, you face grown-up consequences.
What would you do in my shoes, Johnny?
You're up against seasoned players. So go out and play. Just don't get played.
That was a good trailer. It was kind of cut like a movie trailer, even with the music. So yeah, sometime next year I'm gonna try and play that. Do my first Cyberpunk run. Should be fun. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that'll go ahead and do it for this week's episode of Gaming News and Trailers. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.